And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little book open. And he set his right foot upon the sea, and his left foot on the earth, and cried with a loud voice as when a lion roareth. And when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices.
Do not click off of this video. I'm telling you, this is an emergency message. What I'm about to show you today, if you think I'm hallucinating, you have got to be kidding after what I'm going to show you today and what's going on over there that's about to head over to here. What I'm expecting is a false flag, a radiological false flag, more than likely. I'm about 80%, really more than that, convinced they have to manufacture something for the right to use nukes. Something big is getting ready to go down. And I'm going to show you as quickly as possible, try to keep this short, this emergency message. When you see these 2 verses towards the end, you'll understand it. Boy, boy. Now last year, let me go straight to it. When the U.S. got involved with that 1 day of bombing, okay, I went over this. It's in chapter 49. Jeremiah 49, you want to hear this. He's talking about Edom, which is the counterfeit Jews over there in Israel. This whole chapter is talking about them, and it's also talking about Elam, which is Iran. Jeremiah chapters 50-51 is talking about the United States, Babylon. So here it is, verse 17. Edom shall be a desolation, and everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. People are going to be in shock that Israel fell. They're going to be in shock that the U.S. is going to fall. Now Iran's going to get it too. He's getting it, all of them. This is Isaiah chapter 42. I'm going to show you why in a minute. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith the Elohim, no man shall abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it. Now here it is, and he repeats these exact same words in chapter 50 as well. This is interesting. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong. But I will suddenly make him run away from her. Swelling of Jordan, that's, it floods. Last year, they called it Operation Rising Lion. Now they're calling it Operation Roaring Lion, and you'll see where we're going with this. Yahweh is talking to us, and I'm going to show you 2 prophecies, just 2 verses. And if you're not convinced, I don't know what to tell you, because we're looking at it happening right now. So last year it was Rising Lion, now it's Roaring Lion. At first you might say, well, that doesn't matter. I think this is inspired by Yahweh, because he's telling us that Isaiah 42, that he's standing up like a man of war. That it's time. It's here. And if that's the case, and everything's pointing to it, here it comes. Now, the swelling of Jordan is a flooding. It's when everything hits at once. Go to Amos chapter 8. It comes wholly as a flood. Everything's hitting at once is what he's saying is going to happen. And when he stands up as a man of war to do something about this worldwide mess, he says, he cries as a woman in travail. We'll get into that in a little bit. And you'll see how it compares to what's going on right now, because I'm seeing prophecy happening right now. So, let's go over this before I get into the rest. You've heard me say this many times, but we got to do this 1 verse again. Actually, 2 verses. Jeremiah chapter 51, verses 45. My people, go you out of the midst of her. This is the second Exodus. And deliver you every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Elohim. Well, when is that supposed to take place? It becomes the question. When do we know we're getting close to the time of leaving America to Babylon? Well, here it is. Listen real good. Lest your heart faint and you fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year. That was the April 8th, 2024 total solar eclipse. Also, Joel says the sun should be darkened. And after that, in another year shall come a rumor. That's the March 3rd this year eclipse. I'm telling you, it is. This is the first time we have an eclipse where I can actually say everything's blowing up, because it really is now. That was the second one in another year. I thought it was March last year, but it's not. It was March 3rd this year, and I watched the whole thing. There was a little orange in it, but it was red. It really was red. It was fantastic. Now notice what he says in the same verse. After that, in another year shall come a rumor. Rumor means announcement, news, report, tidings. A report, a warning, a sign. And with this second sign, which happened March 3rd, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment on the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Right there we have it, with this second rumor, the March 3rd eclipse. Violence in the land, ruler against ruler, that's war. And it's happened right as it hit. Started about 3 days before. That is not a coincidence. We're here. This prophecy is actually becoming history. It's in the process of happening now. We're going to see all sorts of prophecies that are no longer future shortly. It's going to be past tense. This is it. We have the total solar. Now we have the total lunar. Right through the midst of the ring of fire in the ocean. We are in prophetic times, and I'm telling you, I'm expecting, because he says, I laid a snare for you elsewhere in these chapters, and you was cut asunder and was not aware. I'm taking it, this is going to be a false flag. I'm expecting it. Don't know when, but we can't keep shooting bombs and missiles and keep rearming the carriers. I mean, they need an excuse, and they're lying. We're trying to stop Iran from getting the bomb. They're lying. They know Iran has it already. And Zechariah chapter 5 says they have it already. They already have the bomb. And they're going to use it, according to what Scripture says. It's going to happen. I'm expecting a radiological incident, when I say tragedy. So if you're in New York City, Long Island, New Jersey, the surrounding areas, it would be wise to get out. Pray about it, something. Shouldn't be there. And you probably watched the movie called Morgan Freeman, The Sum of All Fears. Predictive programming. In that movie, Baltimore, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Baltimore. They got blown up. And it was from an Israeli nuclear bomb in the movie. And it even came from out of that country where they assembled it and they made the bomb in Czechoslovakia. Isn't that something? And then, so I'm seeing that a radiological event is going to happen. I'm like 80% convinced something big is getting ready to go down to get a justification for nuclear war in Iran. But that being aside, let's get back to what I want to show you here. That second rumor, the eclipse came. That's a done deal. It was the sign, and like I said in my other videos, I think Moses died on the first day of the 12th month, and the eclipse was on the first day of the 12th month. Then they had 30 days of mourning and 3 days across Jordan, And so it parallels when he says the swelling of Jordan, that parallels Joshua and Israel crossing the Jordan into the promised land when it was swelled up and at high tide. And then they took Passover, then Jericho. I'm seeing this same pattern right now this year. Unless this is a big false alarm, and I don't think so. I don't think so, especially with what I'm about to show you. And how amazing this is. So let's go back. In the same chapter, Jeremiah 49, Damascus gets it. I don't know how they're going to get involved in it. But in 49 verse 36, upon Elam will I bring the four winds from the four quarters of heaven, and will scatter them all towards the winds, and there shall be no nation whither the outcast of Elam, Iran, shall not come. Well, what's going to cause that? You would think it would be nuclear, wouldn't you? For I'll cause Elam to be dismayed before their enemies, and before them that seek their life. And I'll bring evil upon them, even my fierce anger, saith the Elohim. We're calling it Operation Epic Fury. He says fierce anger. Can you see it? I will send the sword after them till I have consumed them. So the Edomites, counterfeit Israel, is going to get it. Iran's going to get it. And the U.S. is going to get it. All three. So now, I want to show you these two verses, and you can compare it to what we're seeing right now, Operation Roaring Lion. I go over this chapter so many times, you're probably tired of it, but Isaiah chapter 42, where he says he stands up as a man of war. This is when he starts to do something. I think this is it right now, that he's starting to stand up. Right here. This is verse 13. Elohim shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. Now, I want you to listen. When he's standing up, I want you to listen and compare this to another prophecy. And then compare these two prophecies, because they're saying the same thing. And compare it to roaring lion taking place right now. That's telling me that he's starting to stand up as a man of war, and all you know what's going to break loose. He shall cry. Then it says, Y-E-A, yeah, roar. And he shall prevail against his enemies. I have a long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once. That's Amos 8 as well. Holy as a flood. Everything happening, the swelling of Jordan. But notice this. He shall cry, yes, roar. Now I want to show you the other prophecy. Keep this short. I went over this in my documentary, Rise of the 144,000. I know it's 4 hours, but now we go to Revelation chapter 10. Now compare this to what I just read in Isaiah 42. Crying and roaring. I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was on his head, and his face was as where the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little book open, set his right foot on the sea, the left foot on the earth. Just going through that quickly. And cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth. When he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. Now let's go back to Isaiah 42. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yes, roar. Revelation 10. Cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth. Are we not seeing the same exact language? Isaiah 42 is at the time he's getting ready to stand. So I don't think this is an accident that it was made to be called Operation Roaring Lion. I think this is on purpose. I think this is inspired by Yahweh to tell us it is here right now. And with the birth of the new year on April the 2nd and Passover April 15th, this is paralleling Joshua crossing the Jordan in Israel, taking Passover, and they start taking the Promised Land. I think this is it. And remember this, there's 1 year, Isaiah chapter 34, the year of settling the controversy of Zion. I think it's Isaiah 63, the year of my redeemed has come. Jeremiah 23, the year of their visitation. There's a year set aside, and that might be the year of the Exodus, as everything's breaking loose and it's all blowing up. But this is not coincidence. Here he cries with a loud voice as when a lion roars, and here he shall cry, yes, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. I have a long time holding my peace. So when he's crying and roaring, that's telling us he's not holding his peace anymore. Now he's standing up to do something about it. And that's why I think this operation was made to be called Roaring Lion. And when we compare that to Scripture, that's telling us he's standing up as a man of war. Judgment's coming. The kingdom of darkness is turning on itself. Like Satan and the spirit of Jezebel getting divorced behind the scenes. There's a lot of spiritual stuff going on. We're seeing the effects on the world. I think it's Satan is taking out those who oppose him. And Jezebel, ruling over America, is fighting back, which is why they're after the head of the snake. But it's going to formulate into Revelation chapter 17 and 18, where he says, I will put in their hearts to fulfill my will. They will burn her with fire. The red beast, they're coming. Not to mention the terrorist sleeper cells that at some point they have to be activated. Jeremiah chapter 51, the winnowers, it's going to be unleashed. So I don't know if we're going to have internet much longer. I don't know nothing. We're just watching this play out. But this with Operation Roaring Lion and what the two prophecies I just showed you, that cannot be coincidence. I mean, what are the odds that the thing that's starting off the World War III scenario is Roaring Lion, right? And the Bible's telling you the same thing. Yeah, he's crying aloud through that name and telling us, now is the hour. Now, I'm not holding back. I'm not restraining myself anymore. Now's the time. That's what I see. And I see a false flag coming. Something big. Something bigger than September 11th. And showed in my New York City documentary, I believe he allowed the September 11th to happen in New York because it's New York is the great city of Babylon that's going to be burned with fire. Now, I don't know if they're going to hit New York right away. I don't know. It's a lot of guesswork. But we're getting close. And we're going to be, actually starting right now, we'll be finding out whose versions of prophecy was right and who was wrong. And we all have error, I do, everyone does. We're going to find out which versions of prophetic interpretation is true, and all the false ones, we're going to see that too. And the churches are about to find out their rapture didn't happen. Where's the third temple and the red heifers and whatever else? They'll be astonished that Israel over there is taken out. They'll be astonished that America, the Babylon, has been taken out. It's not like the Left Behind movie series no more. They're all going to be astonished and start to see that they were wrong. So we're here, people. I thought I'd bring this up. This is extremely important, an emergency message that he's standing up as a man of war, unless this is a false alarm. I don't think so. It ain't rising lion no more. It's roaring lion. And it matches with the scriptures. And the same exact time that everything is rolling. And we got our 2 eclipses. Those signs happened. Now it's violence in the land, ruler against ruler. We're watching it in real time. Jeremiah chapter 51. I showed you. You're watching it literally right now. You are watching it like me. Now the rest of these prophecies, we're going to, every day now, we're watching these pages take place in the now and now. Which means the second Exodus cannot be far behind. This is big, people. It's going to get scary. It's going to happen really fast. I don't know how it all going to pan out, but well, we're fixing to find out if this continues, and I have every reason to believe that it will. So that being said, mull it over. Mull that over before you discredit it. Think, I've got a point here. That name was on purpose. It was on purpose. It just is. He's announcing that now he's roaring. It's now time. So that being said, may Yahweh be with us.